Time for a segment that we like to call "Who's Doing It Well, Who's Not Doing It Well." Foss, do you want to lead us off with who's doing it well for you?
Who's doing it well for me is the South Korean and Mexican fans. Okay, now let me give you a little bit of backstory before we show you this clip. But producers, you get the clip ready. So basically, in the last World Cup, Mexico needed South Korea to beat Germany for Mexico to get out of the group, and South Korea did just that. So already there's some affection there from the Mexicans to the South Koreans, because there was nothing in it for that game for the South Koreans to beat Germany, and they pulled it off. And so now there's kind of like this bond, this brotherhood between these two nations. Anyway, so South Korea was kicking it with the Mexican fans, and they were doing keg stands in like margarita keg stands. The South Koreans, who are,
I mean, that's
pretty conservative as a people.
yeah, absolutely. A little
Getting
reserved.
after
A
it.
little
Oh
reserved.
my gosh, I love that fusion, and it was just I think that is kind of like a beautiful thing about the World Cup.
We have to get the
because
clip.
I don't think you're often gonna see South Koreans and Mexicans hanging out doing margarita keg stands, but the World Cup comes around once in every 4 years. In Mexico, once in every 50 years.
Yeah.
And you see stuff like this.
I mean, I'll just say, I don't think I've ever seen a group of South Koreans and Mexicans doing margarita keg stands. That's just me. I mean, I'm not.
Also, I really can't stress enough that you should not do margarita keg stands for your own safety. But
Yeah, true.
unless you want to have a good time.
Unless it's the World Cup.
Unless you want to have a really good time.
All right, let's play this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so, Super, what are we seeing here?
So, I'm glad you asked. We're seeing an elderly Korean man take off his shirt with a bunch of Mexican guys around him, lift him up to drink out of what looks like a cement bucket of margarita, and just get blasted out of his mind.
I mean, he's having such a good time. Look at that. So, this is probably in Mexico City, right?
This is in Mexico City for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a bar in Cleveland.
It might be Guadalajara because that's where South Korea played their game.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
That
It's
is
epic.
So who's your doing it well?
I love that doing well. So my first doing it well is actually someone that's on the show.
Oh yeah.
His name's Stephen Betts.
I've heard of him.
And this week, Stephen Betts came out on national television.
Okay.
And I'd like us to bring up the clip that he had.
Let's do it.
I mean, I think the word that he used was, "We are going to come out like an F-35 fighter jet," and Paraguay essentially would have to be given CPR after that. I mean, that was the gist of what he was saying. So if we could play the Stephen Betts "Do It Well" clip, yeah.
The United States of America will win their group, and they will come out like an F-35 Lightning II fighter jet. And
Inject this into my veins,
may
please.
not exist after this game. Like Paraguay may just fall right into, I'm not too good with geography, right into whatever country next to us. This is going to be something super amazing, super motivational, not just for soccer, but for Americans. It's going to bring people together, and they will definitely be winning this group.
So
Dude, I'll tell you what, he wasn't wrong because it was so special.
it was so
that
special.
we couldn't get Stephen Betts up this morning to talk about
Yeah,
it.
Stephen
That's
Betts
how-
is still celebrating
He's
last
still
night's
going.
game. Yeah, he's
He's
still
still
going.
going.
Oh my gosh. So by the way, this bridges me to my next comment on doing well, not doing well. So doing it well was Stephen Betts with just some very spot on predictions.
Yeah.
He said that the U.S. would come out like a fighter jet. In another clip, he said that we were going to bang in goals and get our strikers confident.
Yeah.
And for not doing well, there was a certain random user on social media who said,
Yeah, I love this. Respond to the comments.
Just kidding.
Look, we hear you. We hear everything you're saying.
"We hear everything
So
you're saying.
please keep the
We read it.
commentary
Yeah,
coming."
please. Okay, so there was a comment which said, so Betts had a video where Betts said, "We're going to come out against Paraguay and we're going to score a bunch of goals, get confident." And some guy named Walski said, "You've been struggling because your team sucks and you think you're magically going to rack up goals?" To which I am going to reply in live time right now and say, "Yeah, I think we do. ... 4 goals ain't too bad." So my not doing it well is unfortunately that fan who didn't believe in the U.S. and didn't believe in Steven Betts and didn't believe in this show.
Yeah, that does kind of lead into my next doing it well, which is Sead Kolasinac of Kolasinac of
Get it right, bro.
I don't even know if that's right of Bosnia, who just stood on his head yesterday for the Bosnian defense.
Is this the captain?
The captain who had a couple goal line clearances, definitely had a couple of brews after the game.
Yeah.
He so this is what he said after the game. In Slavic mythology, the Zmaj, which is a Slavic dragon, are regarded as intelligent, benevolent guardians of their territory who protect crops and fight malevolent storm spirits. Kolasinac called upon this beast and embodied its spirit to miraculously keep Canada out of the net in what could likely be the save of the tournament.
I mean, yeah, I think I saw this on the field last night. I saw that thing on the field.
Absolute legend. It really did. He saved the game in multiple ways. He was really, really good. For me, he was the player of the game, and I think Bosnia.
They should have won that game.
I think they probably should have.
They missed a breakaway.
It was a very good chance. A very good chance, and I think if they had put that away, then Canada had no chance. That group is going to be. We called it the group of life because it's really anybody's group. I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see how that group shapes up because a 1-1 draw to kick off the group.
Yeah, it just keeps it wide open.
It's so wide open.
Yeah, it's so wide open. Well, I can't remember. I think the official prediction of this show is that Switzerland was going to win that group.
Yeah.
I feel very confident in that pick. I mean, we'll see how they do. I think they play today.
They played Qatar today, and Qatar is not bad.
Yeah, they're not bad. Okay, I feel like I'm about to be a little bit more negative. I had 3 not doing it well and only 1 doing it well. So,
please.
So my next not doing well, and I have to say, I like this guy. I've met this guy. I have a picture with this guy.
Okay.
David Beckham is my not doing it well.
Interesting.
And here's why. I really don't like when players do commercials for brands where clearly that player would never use that product. For example, when Tom Brady did the Caesar's Pizza commercial, I was like, bro has not had... This guy eats avocado ice cream. He's not eating Caesar's Little Pizza $5 deal. Like,
so was it the McDonald's commercial?
No. So David Beckham had a commercial which aired 4 times with Home Depot.
Okay.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
And it was like David Beckham going through the lanes of Home Depot, like picking out wood and like going and sawing wood in his backyard. I'm like, listen, I love David Beckham. Yeah. Is this the same David Beckham that is like married to a Spice Girl, like lives in the countryside of England? I've never seen him not in a suit. And this is the first time in like a commercial and he's like American Wrangler jeans on. And he's like, and the way he was just like carrying the wood, I was like, bro, this is like the first time. First of all, I will guarantee David Beckham has never stepped into a Home Depot. I guarantee it. Yeah. I'll put $1,000 on that.
Okay.
But secondarily, like, dude, you should be in like an Armani commercial. Like, you should go be in a Brunello Cucinelli commercial. Like, do deals with people and brands and companies whose products you actually use. I know Beckham. I love you. I met you. You probably remember our selfie at the 2020 World Cup. That random restaurant. I should have had the producer pull it up. Like, very handsome man. But come on, dude, you're not going to.
I hear you. I think anytime that I see a Brit embrace American culture, though, it gets me fired up. But
is that embracing American culture?
Like, Home Depot is pretty American.
It is, but dude, it's not like if it was Freddie LA 127 going to a Home Depot and just like freaking chilling with the boys, like that's immersing yourself in the culture. Getting paid $100,000 to pretend that you go to Home Depot, personally, I don't love it. Like, all right. Is there anything more American than just being authentic? You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to pretend here. I don't know. I had David Beckham as a not doing well. Love you, buddy. I think you should. There's plenty of American brands you'd be a good fit for. I just don't think Home Depot is
fair enough. What else you got?
Okay, my other doing it well, not doing it well, is the VAR.
Okay.
So I like the concept of VAR. I like the ability to reverse bad calls.
Yeah.
But the VAR, I mean, guys, this is 2026. We have AI that can move at the speed of light. Why is it taking us 5 minutes to determine that number 10 on Paraguay flopped? It was just like the most. It was like they made a call that Tim Ream fouled number 10. I think his name's Almera on Paraguay. They give the free kick. They give him a yellow card. They have the entire play. They play the free kick out. The ball's on the other side of the field, and then he calls it back, and he like. It was just like it was too long to make a decision. I didn't love that.
I hear you. I totally do. Like in terms of like the length of it, I totally get that.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad. But here's the thing. Like at the end of the day, they got it right, and Almiron got a yellow
I love
for
that.
flopping, and that's really good because you think of that switch. I think it was going to be a yellow for Ream.
Yep.
And VAR got involved, and they flipped it, and now it's a
100%.
yellow for Almiron. And that is like really good because cards matter. There's
For
yellow
sure.
card accumulation in the group
Absolutely.
stage, and so that's really important. I agree. The process didn't need to be that long.
My point is just the speed. I love
But
VAR.
the
I
speed-
love that we were able to reverse it.
The speed is unnecessarily long.
I'm just saying, like 2026, whoever's handling the back end of that technology, like it shouldn't take you 6.5 minutes to determine that call should be reversed. Like
I agree.
And if it is going to take you that long, then just pause the play. Don't like play the game. Like we were in the middle of it. Was like we had played the free kick, we had cleared it, we were down the other side of the field connecting passes, and it's like, oh, actually, we need to go back 3 minutes and like redo the whole. It was just like I was like, guys, that's a lot. Like let's just
I agree.
great call. I'm glad they fixed it, but speed it up.
Yeah, it needs to be smooth. It needs to be smooth.
It's just like to me, there's $1 billion that FIFA has at their disposal in this World Cup. Like, let's use it.
Yeah, I last doing it well for me is I just want to give a shout out to South Korea, the South Korea squad, and like they really did play with a lot of character. I thought they were playing against I think their average height is 5'9", which is
a good height. That's a great height.
It's not that small.
Yeah.
And they were playing against a Czechia team who was very physically imposing and was like had an average height that was 6 maybe inches taller, and they come back. They get a 2-1 win, and the way they did it, I thought was just really inventive and creative, and against a team that was physically more dominant than them. And a guy that I think we gotta watch for the rest of the tournament is, and I am sorry if I pronounce this wrong. I'm even more sorry if I pronounce it right. His name is Hwang In Bum, and he had a goal and an assist. People are comparing him to Vitinha. They're calling him the Korean Vitinha, and I think that's a really good comp.
I like that
because he bossed this game. Absolute bosh.
Was he the one who whiffed it and scored, or was that?
Yes.
That was a great goal.
Great goal. Hwang In Bum. Very, very
Let's say it one
impressed.
more time, just in case.
Hwang In Bum. Elena, don't bleep it.
I'm just reading the script. I'm just reading his name.
So, really good. South Korea, really good.
By the way, I said this to you off air. I'll say it on air. Before the tournament started, when we were previewing Group A, which is Mexico, Czechia, South Africa, and South Korea, I thought that the rankings were going to be Czechia 1, South Korea 2, Mexico 3, and South Africa 4.
Yeah.
I need to amend it slightly because I'm not sure Czechia will finish first, but I actually want to say I think Mexico will still finish third. And I want to say that on air. Watching South Korea versus Czechia, my takeaway from that game was I think both these teams are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they'll play Mexico very tough.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Group A turns into like a 3 teams tied with like 4 points or something at the end of, you know what I mean? Like I
love the World Cup.
I love it. It's the best.
I love the World Cup because it's it's a really interesting group because
it's super interesting.
And South Korea is going to be an interesting team to follow because I think they're really going to struggle on set pieces. You saw them get scored. When you have Hwang and Bum, the world's yours.
When you have Hwang and Bum, there's no one that can stop you at all.
Yeah, it feels like that. So I think
it does feel like that. It definitely feels like that.
I think like You saw them get scored on long throw in,
Yeah.
and I think like that could be potentially a weak spot for the South Koreans going forward, like set pieces, defending set pieces. But yeah, I like how I think they're going to smoke South Africa, and then the Mexican team they're going to need another point if they want to get out of the group.
Yeah.
And I think Czechia and South Korea both look like formidable opponents. So
Very formidable.
another pretty entertaining group.
And I would say, I think it was number 5 on Czechia who has the long throw. But any throw that, first of all, so Nick put it in the group chat. Czechia is the tallest team in the World Cup with an average height of 6'1".
Yeah.
They have a long thrower, which basically just means that if the ball is in the front third at all, and the ball goes out of bounds, like they're getting the equivalent of a corner.
Yeah.
And for a Mexican team that I don't think is very good on set pieces, I think they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
And I think South Korea, to me, though they weren't great on set pieces, they're very good in the run of play.
Yeah.
I actually thought that Son should have had maybe a couple goals. Thought he looked pretty good. He looked quick. I would have liked to see his finishing be a little sharper, but...
Dude, I love Sonny. Like, I really do.
I think he's really good.
I really do like him. And I think he underperformed.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he had I think he had 3 quality chances.
Correct.
And he did a good job creating and drawing attention. And other than those chances, I thought he had a really solid game.
But he needs to be more clinical.
But he's got to be more clinical.
For sure.
And I think that'll come, hopefully, for Sonny.
Yeah.
But he is, I'm rooting for him. He's just a good guy, you know?
Great guy.
I like Sonny.
Great guy.
Like
All right,
Sonny.
well, Foss, fabulous episode. We will see you next time. Thank you for being here with us. And if you're going to do it, do it well. USA! 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 USA!